everybody. How bad do you want it? Which way? Which way to the truth? Oh. No. What mess did I make? I will have to get the broom in a minute. No, I keep making a mess. I will get the broom. Keep everything up. There are crumbs and we don't like crumbs because maybe ants will come. I never tested that. But it's a possibility, so better not risk it, you know what I mean. No. How bad do you want it? Which way to the truth? Oh. Don't even worry. Ah. This is the end. Alright, hello everyone and welcome to another daily vlog. You may have seen me eating crisps, munching on crisps like a little fatty that I am. Guys, for today's daily vlog, I'm going to be talking about something that I saw on Instagram. A C. Do you know what? I actually consciously decided to leave it on today because it gets hot while I talk, but then I was like, actually, it's a bit noisy. So today as I said, I'm going to talk about something I saw on Instagram. This morning I woke up and I saw a post basically talking about how China brought COVID down to 0 in 33 days. So let me just find 33 days China COVID. Let's have a look and read it together. So China hit 0 cases with a month of draconian curbs. So basically, draconian, big word there. So China hit 0 COVID cases with a month of draconian curbs. It's been just over a month and China has once again squelched COVID-19, bringing its local cases down to 0. It was more difficult this time, even though the leaders of the world's most populous nation used the same playbook they followed to quell more than 30 previous flare-ups. Wow, this writer is very creative with their choice of diction. The arrival of the more infectious Delta variant has raised the stakes as the pathogen refines its ability to escape curbs and flout vaccination. It's unclear how long the victory will last. The China model shows that what it takes to get COVID under control and raises questions... Oh, sorry, let me say that with a different inflection. The China model shows what it takes to get COVID under control and raises questions about whether other nations would be willing or able to follow the same draconian steps. I don't know why that always makes me think of Dracula. Anyway, so the reason I wanted to talk about this today is because when I read it, I was like, that is so true. Because obviously it is, it's a fact. But also, I was just like, yeah, like being on the ground is something that's super true. What I mean by that is, and I'm going to share my experience with you as to why it's true, is that I've seen firsthand on the ground just how obedient the Chinese are. So I'll start from the beginning. I moved to China after COVID happened, and China had already been in the lockdown for quite some time. So when I got here, China had opened back up. They'd got COVID under control. And so I'd heard from my colleagues that they went into lockdown and it was super strict. But when I was here, it was almost like it was non-existent. We had a slight outbreak during Chinese New Year or right before? And I think they were being precautious to make sure that during Chinese New Year, because there'd be like a lot of migration, that it wouldn't be a cause of COVID cases rising. So they were really careful about it. But they managed to keep it down then. It's only recently that COVID cases spiked, specifically in the province that I live in. Aren't I lucky? Of all provinces, we were the ones that were hit. And so I think it spiked up to some... Oh my gosh, that scared me so much. The AC just turned on without me even wanting it to. That was so freaky. Whew. Anyways, yeah, so there was a spike in our region, which is super unlucky. So when we heard that it had hit, we heard that all of the province was shutting down. And it's crazy because actually, if you think about 500 cases in the scope of how big and how high the population is in China, it's not that many people, but China really takes these things seriously. And so it was really interesting to see how the people really respected the laws and worked together to make it work, whether it was ignited by fear or ignited by true and honest passion from the souls of those who really want to be patriotic and do their country good. Doesn't matter, because it's working to bring the cases down. And, you know, you would see that everyone walked around with masks. People were actually consciously social distancing, not like in other countries where people don't really care. And to be honest, they were steering clear of foreigners, namely me. When I would go out, they would see me and run miles away so that they wouldn't come close to me, which, yes, was slightly offensive and made me sad, especially because before the outbreak, Nothing like that used to happen. Actually, the converse, the people used to come up to me and smile and wave and talk to me. But all of a sudden COVID hit and they were super scared. But I don't blame them, honestly. You know why? Because the country is so closed off and they're only, told one kind of narrative through the media. And so obviously they're going to be nervous and worried and, not understand much about foreigners. When you don't understand much about foreigners, obviously fear is instilled. Knowledge is power. Lack of knowledge brings fear. And so that's really something that I try to be compassionate about. There were some times I was in the elevator and I would get upset if someone would walk into the elevator and then see me and run out. Yes, that happened. Or when someone would walk past me with an umbrella and then as I walk past them, they would use the umbrella as a shield against me as they walk past me so that I wouldn't, splutter my diseased self over them. All of those kinds of things were offensive sometimes, but you know what? You have to have compassion. The general majority of those people who did that were the elderly. So obviously they're going to be even less informed. The younger they got, the nicer they were. But you got this real sense that the country was willing to just go into a kind of more depressive state just until the numbers were brought down. And they did that. I mean, all the fun ended, all the buzz ended. Streets were a bit more empty. People weren't going out as much. It was just not a great time. And this lasted maybe 2-3 weeks, which if you think about it in the grand scheme of things, is not that much. My region, my city in particular, also did tests on everyone. And luckily our city actually had no COVID. And even when they tested everyone, nobody had it still. So we were very lucky. But the neighboring city in the same province, Nanjing, had a lot. And then the Yangzhou had the highest in the whole country, which is in our province. And so that's why we were locked down. But can you believe it? 3 weeks on, 33 days, 1 month on, they brought it down to 0. And I can testify because I've actually been following the COVID app that tells you daily. And it literally went suddenly from like 50 cases a day to 6 cases to 3 cases. And now it's 0. They've brought it to 0. I'm like, what? But it is really a true testament of the people working together. You see it on the ground. And it's so nice because even when you walk into like McDonald's or you walk into any mall, if you've forgotten your mask, they have masks there and they just give you one for free. So it's not like they're like, sorry, you have to leave, you're not allowed to come in. They still give you masks, they still accommodate. But, it's strict. When you walk into those buildings, you have to show your health code. When things get more relaxed, you don't have to do it as much anymore. But, when things are like this, you have to show your health code. And your health code basically shows if you've been in any high-risk areas, all the information that they need to know to make sure you're safely moving around the country. And so I even got into a situation where I'd visited Chengdu 2 weeks earlier, and because the outbreak had happened, they weren't letting me into any place unless I presented proof of a PCR test to show that I was COVID negative. So I had to go get a PCR test. So just really tight precautions. But you know what? The results have shown. And so it's really a message to other countries that, you got to make a sacrifice. If you want to get results, you have to make a sacrifice. And it takes time, it's depressing, but if you're consistent and you listen, then actually it works. And, it's going to be depressing for like 6 months. And I feel like, a lot of countries are just like, we can't wait. No, open to tourism. No, it'll be fine. It'll go away. And then they close and then they open, they close and they open. And I understand there's other like implications in other countries, like freedom of speech, your rights and your freedoms. And, which is why I'm like, it's freedom might be a little bit overrated. I mean, I really like freedom, but I also believe that like, civilians are like children in the sense that, You know, in a family, you have children, and children flourish when they have structure and when they're disciplined. And I feel as though it's the same with citizens. Like, our leaders need to, you know, give us a little bit of structure and discipline us from time to time. And and I'm not saying give us lashes and send us to the dungeon, but I just mean, you know, just, you know, set some consequences for if we don't follow the rules. And you see, as a result, the people are really working together to have a better country. And now things have gone back to normal. Basically, we're waiting for the number to be zero for, I believe, 2 weeks straight, and then once it's zero for 2 weeks straight, things go absolutely normal. So like malls and restaurants are open, but no, malls are open too. What am I saying? Gyms and like massage parlors and stuff are closed, but hopefully, fingers crossed, the gym will open back up soon, because I really want to go. And so, yeah, basically that's it. My message today was, you know, it's really inspiring how, you know, whatever the politics behind it, whatever the secret, whatever theory you might have, you know, a vision of people working together in order for the greater good is a nice vision regardless. And so I'm really inspired by that. And, you know, I really hope that other countries can sort of take it as an example, you know, and really, you know, make sacrifices for the greater good. Okay, guys, so that's my message for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back tomorrow for another daily vlog. And that's all for today, guys. It's almost past my bedtime, so I will go and tuck myself into bed and see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, God, I almost forgot. Guys, if you got to the end of this video and you listened to me and you were like, oh, you know what? This guy, he's got something there. He has something to say and I'm interested. There's a bit of reason to him. I like him. Then hit that subscribe button, because I'll be dishing out content for many years to come. And if you enjoy this content, definitely give it a thumbs up and put in the comments what you'd like me to talk about. Guys, I talk every single day, so there's bound to be a time when I can't think of what to talk about. So your comments will literally save me from forgetting or not being able to think about what to talk about. So help me out, write in the comments, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. See you later. Bye.